Does that make sense? Okay. Right. Okay, let's see. Who's next? Okay. So, next one is, yes. Okay. Oh, very short. 155 words. Okay. Miss Tabitha Tobolin. Any date of birth? Anything?
No, any date of birth.
Okay.
I mentioned only 45. Notebook doesn't have date of birth.
Okay. If it
Yes, the case.
has, yeah, you need to put that. Okay.
Yes.
I'm writing to refer Miss Tobolin, a 44-year-old lady, for stricter glycemic control. Okay. And possibly insulin pump. Miss Tobolin was discharged today. She has been good since then. She's been a good girl or she's been well. Okay. To be well is the verb. Okay. To be good, we don't
Yes.
have good. But she does not. So if you want to put but, you need a comma here. She does not use insulin or follow recommended diet. I educated her. You did. You disciplined, educated her about insulin administration, smoking cessation, the necessity of glucose testing. Okay. Mr. Bolin has had multiple episodes of DKA. That last one was 6 days ago. We don't say that. Okay. We can say, yeah, and the last one was 6 days ago. She has had type 1 diabetes mellitus since 7 years old, but is not compliant, okay? Is not compliant with insulin. She is on 45 units Lantus, we can say Nocta, yeah? Can we? And, right, and preprandial correctional scale homolog with 12 units, nutritional baseline, okay. And she has essential hypertension also, okay. 2.
Okay, we
Okay.
should put also in the first of the sentence.
And also comes between here, between auxiliary and main verb. So she has also had, okay, or she also has essential hypertension. She smokes moderately, does not exercise, and her BMI is 18.2. She lives alone, okay. Mr. Bolin needs to be seen for follow-up in 1 month. She needs to provide educational pamphlets and refills for Lantus and Homolog. She needs to provide. She needs to bring this, or she needs to be provided.
To be provided, yes.
Okay, to be provided. With educational pamphlets and refills. I would appreciate if you could see her for stricter glycemic control and possibly insulin pump. Okay. So what do you think? First of all, it is how many words? It is 163 words, okay? 163 words. Any missing information?
No.
No?
I think notebook was case note was small and didn't have any more
Yes, doctor. I have this problem.
information. And actually, I didn't get completely about case note, and I didn't understand completely what the case note. case note mentioned the patient discharged today. After that, the doctor mentioned that he is good since discharging, and he didn't use insulin. I didn't get completely.
Yeah,
About
because
case note.
she is well now, but after a few days, basically she will have DKA again, or she would have because if she doesn't use insulin, it takes a few days, and then she comes back again. Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. Right.
Could you
Well,
please read the notes, case note?
okay, we will do. Okay. Right. So we put that on the desktop. Okay. Okay. So who's next? And this is okay. Right. 209 words. Okay. And so some of you have written more, some less. I'm writing to refer Ms. Tabitha Tabolin, who has had uncontrolled diabetes mellitus type 1 and several episodes of diabetic ketoacidosis. Okay. I appreciate your further assessment and management regarding her glycemic control and possibly insulin pump. Okay. Good. Mr. Bolin has essential hypertension and has had diabetes 1 since she was 7. She does not follow her insulin regimen regularly, which is, which needs to go after regimen. So we need to put regularly somewhere else, okay? She does not follow her regular insulin regimen, which is 45 units Lantus at night and preprandial correctional scale homolog, 12 units nutritional scale baseline. Okay, so that's units. Consequently, so if you put consequently, you need to put a semicolon. She has had multiple episodes of diabetic ketoacidosis following hospitalization. She smokes 2 cigarettes daily, okay, and does not exercise. Is that relevant to here?
I said about
Past
background.
medical history, yes, background.
Okay.
This paragraph is for and doctor, I don't say anything about BMI because I mentioned before that you said that the doctor can see that he's overweight, and then I didn't use
She
it,
is not,
and maybe I should tell.
sorry, she is not overweight. Is she overweight?
No, he's underweight.
No, it's underweight. Sorry.
Yeah, and that is significant. Her BMI is 18.2. Yeah, her BMI is 18.2. And is it not important that her BMI is so low? She's dying.
It shows it shows that diabetes severe.
It shows that she doesn't get any sugar in her cells.
I said that doctor, the endocrinologist can see that she's very thin, and it doesn't need to mention that because of your.
Sorry, I didn't say that.
Then misunderstanding, doctor.
Yeah, I didn't say that you shouldn't
I
say.
think doctor has heard from other one.
Okay.
I can't.
Maybe
Yes.
because I see Kevin Dean's files also. Maybe I
Yeah.
see there. Yes.
Okay. But yeah, well, I never said
Yes, I
that.
haven't heard from you.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So, all right. So you mixing up. Okay. Today I visited Mr. Bolin as a follow-up after 7 days of hospitalization due to diabetic ketoacidosis (DKA). With a glucose level of 530 in the hospital, she was treated with IV fluids insulin regimen and was discharged today. Okay. Now, can I ask you a question? Do we need to say how we treated this patient to the endocrinologist?
I was lack of words and I wanted to fulfill to 200 words. My
Yes, and
words
because
were
of that,
163 and
yeah.
then I had to put them there. You know,
Uh,
at the first of all, my first letter was 163 and then I put them to fulfill that.
so if I take this out, how many words do you think you would have?
Also,
196.
after that, I put other changes to my letter.
Okay. Right.
And do we need level of sugar at the admission?
I think it is
No,
useful. Yeah, it's not 100%, but yeah, at least you need to
because
write something.
DKA
Of
has high
Yeah.
glucose.
this.
I think the more relevant than this is the HbA1c. Okay. I think it's very important what her HbA1c is, which is 11%.
No, it didn't say the level of that. Only it was written hemoglobin A1C. I think it was wrong with case notes.
Okay, we'll have a look. Although insulin is available, she has not used it yet and does not follow diabetic regime. Since the age of 7 and type 1, how is it possible that she hasn't taken it? She probably doesn't take it properly or doesn't use the injections properly. Today, she was advised on the importance of glucose testing, regular insulin administrations, okay, and cessation of smoking, smoking cessation.
Mm-hmm.
It's because of what do we call it?
Nominalization.
Parallelism, okay? We call this parallelism. Glucose testing, insulin administration, and smoking cessation, okay? So there are three nouns. Also, she was notified of severe complications of diabetes, okay? I'm referring Mr. Bolin to a practice for stricter glycemic control and probably insulin pump because of her non-compliance with the insulin regime. Okay. And for any queries, please contact me. It's so obvious. Okay.
Doctor,
Uh,
there are these for fulfilling.
right.
Yes.
It's
Believe me.
right. Let's look. This is 205 words. So if you take this out, and
Mhm,
it will be 189.
mhm,
Okay.
yeah.
I don't think, and yours doesn't have an apostrophe. Okay, it's without apostrophe. Right. Okay. Um, what do you think? Do we have more? Is that it?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
it's mine.
I'm writing to refer Ms. Tabitha Tabolin, a 45-year-old uncontrolled, 45-year-old
Doctor, I have a
uncontrolled.
question. Is
Yes.
it important important to put 45-year-old here or upper in reference when we don't have the date of birth?
Um,
I put it up and here I didn't say that.
well, we normally put the date of birth here to
If you
say, um, okay, I ask you a question. A question.
Mhm.
Um, um, Muhammad Ali Zadeh or Hussein Ali Zadeh. Okay. Do you know anyone called Hussein Ali Zadeh
No,
or Muhammad Ali Zadeh?
no,
No. Uh, Muhammad Ismaili. Do you know anyone called Muhammad Ismaili?
no,
No.
No, never. Okay. Do you know anybody called Fatemeh Hassani?
We know doctor.
Okay. Okay. Do you know anyone called Zahra Muhammadi?
Iran is full of Zahra Muhammadi's name.
Thank you. Thank you. That's what I wanted you to say. Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, I know at least four people called Muhammad Ismaili, and I have had 4 or 5 students called Fatemeh Hassani. Okay.
Mhm.
So, in order to find out who they are, in English, they use date of birth, for example, 23rd of August 1978. Okay. And in basically in uh, medical practice, this is the usual way of addressing that. In Iran, they say father's name, okay? Fatemeh Mohammadi, father's name something, okay? So, but this is how it is. We put the date of birth. This is just a denominator. This is just to specify whose Tabita Tabolin that is, okay? Now, in order to make it easy for the reader, we say the age here. But if you have said the age here, you don't need to repeat it, okay? Because it's the next line, okay?
yes,
Does that answer your question?
yes,
Yes, doctor. We should put the age only in one place.
Uh, yes. Okay, do we say patient? A 45-year-old
Ah,
uncontrolled type 1 diabetic patient. No, this is not objective language. We say a 45-year-old lady with type 1 diabetic with uncontrolled type 1 diabetes mellitus for restrictor, glycemic control and possibility use of insulin pump or and possible um, possible, yeah, possible.
Yes, I want to change the uh, case note,
Okay, possible
and I
insulin pump.
don't write a copy of the exact.
7-year history of type 1 diabetes. No, you got it wrong. It's not a 7-year history. She's had diabetes for 38 years. Okay, with several
Yes,
episodes of diabetic ketoacidosis, which has uh, and which was last admitted to treat. Who was admitted? You can't
the
use which
physician.
here, okay? So you can say she was admitted. You can put it full stop here. Even if you want to say which uh, which goes back to ketoacidosis, okay, to the word
Yes,
before that. So we say she was last admitted for treatment or just admitted, okay. She
yes,
was last admitted with blood glucose level of 530 millimole per liter 6 days ago. She is on 45 units Lantus nightly and preprandial correctional scale homolog with 12 units nutritional baseline. She, however, has not followed insulin therapy properly. Okay. Okay, so Tabitha Tabolin. This is Sally Fletcher.
Test theory.
Okay. So school teacher, lives alone in an apartment, does not exercise, BMI. Yeah, she's underweight and smokes since 7 years. Non-compliance. Okay. Discuss microvascular, macrovascular complications of diabetes, and educational pamphlets, refills, referral to endocrinologist. Okay. Yeah, I agree. It's not very good, but let's have a look at this. Tabitha Tabolin. Let's look at this. This is one of the previous students.